Welcome to NASA at Big Tree Harare on this fine late summer evening. And this is NASA at Big Tree Harare after interior design facelift, aka Pimping-My-Ride. And it's a mixture between a kitchen flat and art studio. So you have a bit of each. And I thought of calling it the pot and palette, and then I thought of calling it Jonna's Kettle. My name Jonathan, shortened to Jonna. Jonna's Kettle, and you can see Jonna's Kettle perfectly well there, right? Yeah. And there's my easel, and alongside it is my breakfast cereal. And there's my whodunit sort of fortune-telling table, and you can see my Cat Pierce tarot and two Chrysan tarots, and beautiful Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal Oracle, Animal Oracle, 3 tarot packs and 1 oracle deck, and a candle to bless the spirits, and then some more jars for Wadi foods that are being used as turpentine containers for painting. Brush cleaning jars. You can see my coffee grinder. If the world comes for coffee, then I can always grind them a cup, and be sure to put some spice in it. There's my paint, which you've probably seen on previous videos, YouTube. And all this is the same as previously, except now we've got the pots and pans back, because we've got our table back. So there's been changes here. And you might have noticed there's fewer books on the shelves compared to previous videos. And there's the bedroom come office. Some of it's the same, some of it's slightly different. There's my little prayer shrine table. It's got some compact discs, some Bob Marley there. You can see my Out of Africa LP from the Out of Africa soundtrack. There's some books that are the only ones left in here. I've got 6 books to my name. They're borrowed from what's become known as a passageway to India, where the bookshelves have moved to. And there's an old Vogue magazine, Dua Lipa, New Rules. Yeah. So you can see the painting from a distance there. You can see that painting from a distance. It's called 15 Seconds of Fame. It took about 15 seconds to paint. And the Sphinx is now over here, alongside my sort of two-tone tartan rug that got given to me by a guest who stayed from Nairobi. So that chair covering actually comes from Nairobi. So some are the same, some things are different. Still got the computer, still got the Android online. Computer's taken a bit of a beating. The one hinge broke, so it's difficult to open and close it without damaging the machine. My paintings are still here, and the glue, which I'll leave to the imagination. So there we have NASA at Big Tree Harare, aka the pot and palette, aka Jonna's Kettle. And we've got various storage. The dirty discs I showed you on my previous YouTube video are now sitting in this black container. neatly tucked away under my kitchen table. And that's the bread that I eat. Bakers in, eh? Give them some advertising alongside the bovril shown on previous videos. There's my painting table. We're ready to do a painting. Probably early next week we'll start doing some painting. Just getting this place up and running first. My kitchen sink. And we'll leave you with a Paul Klee. And it's a bit of an old one. A battle scene from the comic opera The Seafarer, if I'm not mistaken. A bit of a nightmare. That's a found object which I've named the Passage of Time or something like that. Yeah. Interesting. So there we have it, NASA. I'll leave it with you. Planet Earth and the night sky. Yeah. By the way, the other thing I wanted to mention is that the art studio that was is now a small meditation room in the garden. So we can always head across the garden and sit and meditate, which I plan to do. I've got a kind of a spirit guide who's Japanese, kind of guiding me through the spirits. Zen Buddhism, so to speak. If this place isn't a piece of Zen, I don't know what is. Huh? There you go. I'll see you in the next video. Good evening, Africa. Welcome to NASA at Big Tree, Harare. Oops, mind the step. Trump 2.0, eh? We're here at NASA at Big Tree, Harare, and you may notice a few changes if you've watched some of my previous videos. This is NASA so-called 2.0 at Big Tree, Harare, and it's a sort of combination between kitchenette and art studio. What used to be the Kamala Harris art studio in the garden is now the so-called gecko and spider meditation room. If you follow your Zen philosophy, the arts are not far wrong. But anyway, that gives you a brief introduction to Trump 2.0 and Kamala Harris art studio, which has been integrated into the NASA space. So this is the kitchen, and just to give you a quick view of the bedroom, office, and the facilities before we dive in. So where should we start? I wanted to pinpoint a few things, NASA. For example, Scooty, UI Scooty, the so-called fat bastard of the night sky, Observatory, Cape Town. And what we think about there, we're not sure. And the inevitable piece of fine art, the inevitable print of an original Paul Klee painting. This is the battle scene, the battle scene from the comic opera The Seafarer. It's a bit of a seaman's nightmare. And so is NASA Big Tree Harare a bit of a nightmare, to tell the truth. And the other thing I wanted to point out here, apart from a few cigs on the table, we have some interesting shoes. Isn't that a wonderful pair of shoes? What they call slip-slops here. May the Force be with you. Star Wars, Star Trek, Starlink. That's the other thing I wanted to highlight is the Android and the Lenovo ThinkPad are now offline. We do not have internet here anymore. It's a temporary arrangement. We may get internet in the future, But we've been offline for a good 2 months now. Here at NASA at Big Tree Harare, we're in the dark. In more ways than one, night sky. It's pretty dark out there. Pretty dark out there, Africa. As Bob Dylan says, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there. And how can we highlight that clearly on a blank sheet of paper or a blank canvas? Some paintbrushes maybe. So NASA 2.0, I thought of calling it the pot and palette. And then I thought of calling it the John's kettle. Jonathan, my name Jonathan, shortened to Jonna. And then you can see John's kettle pretty well. Those are some retirees. I'm almost retired. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there, Taylor Swift. BirdLife represented. Ireland represented by no. And the tarot decks and oracle decks. And a bottle of Graca. Is that Portuguese wine? Mozambique. The inevitable box of paints. And so onward ho we go. The dirty discs are now no longer visible. Try and guess where they might be. And this is a painting of mine. If we look at it from a distance, it's called 15 Seconds of Fame. It took me probably a couple of minutes to paint at most. And that's why it's special. Speed painting. And the Sphinx is now proudly higher up or above my chair. The chair itself beside my SIGs, which is to be specific about the Pacific. This is a cloth that came from Nairobi. A guest of ours from Nairobi gave it to me, just as a parting gift. And this is my shrine, Zen shrine table, literary tattoo. The books that were here are no longer with us, but we have a few keepsakes. We have a few keepsakes. And a Vogue magazine, New Rules, Trump, Dua Lipa, an old Vogue magazine. Some Bob Marley CDs and Nevermind by Nirvana. I need some Nirvanas in Buddhism. And please don't forget, we need to brush our teeth, kids. Yeah. So there we have it. My new Emerald Isle bed sheet and my paintings. There's an interesting cushion we've got on the chair. See that? Boutique. And my paintings are still here. But there we have it. Whichever side of the Atlantic we happen to be on today. Good evening, NASA at Big Tree Harare. Good night, Africa, and hello world, as they say in computer science, the night sky. This is Biden Park at Big Tree Harare, and these are the sacred stones at Big Tree Harare, sacred stones at Biden Park at Big Tree Harare. And we are going to have a look at the meditation room, which is over here. Find the step. Some lovely shady spots to sit and meditate. And here is the gecko and spider meditation room, previously the Kamala Harris Art Studio at Big Tree Harare. You can see we've actually got a spider there. Yeah. Some sort of orb web spider. And And there's the meditation room. It's a nice, cool and quiet spot to sit and meditate. Got a place to put your belongings while you do so. And Commander Harris leaves us a note. My paintings over the years are stored here because there's nowhere else to put them. And I turfed out the tripod from NASA. I'm storing it here so it doesn't get in my way at NASA at Victory Harare. So it's a pretty spot. Some shelving and a chain. Anyway, there we go.